Welcome back, friends, to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 as Germany, starting in 1935. This is episode 107. We are in the third round of possibly a decisive victory over the British. Let's just go to the battle screen. You can see the British are largely clumped here at the moment. This is where the last reports put them, although some of those reports are a little bit old, plus this one over here. The green is a radar contact from this little group of light cruisers that is charging ahead. And I have my battle cruisers doing their level best to catch all and everything that's part of this group. To make sure I crush this lot, which is variously described as 2 CVs and 3 CVLs, 1 CV, 2 CVs and 5 CVLs, 2 CVs and 3, 2 CVLs, 2, 4, and 4, and 4, and 5. So a few, right? Maybe 5 in all, maybe 9, between 5 and 9 carriers. So, oh my God, wouldn't that be magnificent if I could capture them? So, 2 strategies to make that happen. Strategy number 1, obviously, is pedal to the metal, absolutely gun it for the battlecruiser force, sod the risks, we're going in, we're going to mix it up, we're going to catch as many of the buggers as we can. Now, often carriers have got quite long legs, and with those legs, they might, lift their skirts up and flee. So strategy number 2 is judiciously keep up pounding strikes from the carriers who are up here. I'm going to launch on reconnaissance, so I need more good information coming at the moment. So I'm readying strikes, plenty of strikes are ready, and then they will go. That will be fine. Over here, this is sinking, this is sinking. This little lot are chasing down these last 3 British remnants of their strike group. These lots are mainly damaged ships making their way gingerly back to probably Bergen. And then over here is the convoy that was the cause of all of this, and they seem completely safe and sound, and that's fine. So yeah, that is the plan. Let's just see how much time we've got left in terms of daylight. So 6 hours and 40 minutes, that's a lot. In terms of game time elapsed, amazingly, we've only used 228 because, like, every moment of this battle has been a thing. I've been only advancing the time 1 minute at a time. So 228 out of 800 notionally available. So yeah, we are at 5 to 2 in the afternoon, and a long afternoon and early evening of shooting and strikes are about to happen. I will be dividing my attention between the battle cruisers and the light cruisers, finishing off the surface action group and the carriers. So yeah, that's the plan. Let's see what we can see as we head on down. Here is, by the way, New Zealand, heavy damage, on fire, 5 knots. I'm not really bothered by that, so I think I've got my battle cruisers. Yeah, I'm going to tell them to hold fire for the moment. I don't want them blasting through their gun ammunition without, due cause. So, and I might just do... I was going to say I might just do the same for that, but of course these guys have got this radar target. So the question then is, do we bring up the missile thing? Let's just broaden that out a little bit. And do we have a go at unidentified ship? Well, I mean, we have options. So let's just have a little think. So closest to it is Paderborn, as I've learnt to say. Thanks very much, guys. And it's got 4 missiles at 33,700 yards. I'm going to fire 2 and see how they get on. And yeah, see if those hit. That seems like a judicious... I've got quite a few missiles, but not so many that, you know, I can be loony about it. Air formations coming along. Enemy ships approaching DD2, which has had quite a bit of nastiness. And here are the old damaged ships that are struggling. Now, 72, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because I've, you know, had this trouble before. Do I want DD1? No, I don't want DD1. DD1 is a, you know, a good ship. 70, no. I mean, you know me. I'm normally all about the rescuing of survivors. It's a good, nice thing to do. This lot, someone's shooting at this lot. It's not us. Who's shooting? Okay, slightly hidden, but we have an unidentified positive sighting of a ship here and a destroyer positively identified here. So I'm just going to launch a couple of missiles from the keel, first of all, and then against the DD. Let's also perhaps just try the keel as well. That seems to be perfectly happy with all of that. And off they go. So, yep, that's all good. More formations. And still someone is shooting at the New Zealand. I mean, I don't blame them. I just would quite like to know who. Ah, we are. Okay. So I'm going to get them to pause to save their ammo because I really don't think the New Zealand is long for this world. Now, whilst that's all happening over here, down with the surface action group, there's these two. So Lowestoft number 1 at 25, Southampton heavy damage at 20, and a Maori at 30. So we are presumably shooting at them. Yep. And we are probably also shooting, well, not shooting at them, but doing our damnedest to catch up. Let's see if we can missile them. I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, to say the Southamptons have heavy damage, I can't remember how many missiles it's supposed to have had, but I believe it's in the region of quite a lot. Now, the only ship with some missiles in range at 60,000 appears to be DD2. So I'm going to fire 4 ships abort launch due to friendly ships. How about Lowestoft? Probably the same gig with Lowestoft. Okay, we've got Z132 on a different vector, so let's try that. And then again, and then likewise we'll get 132 against Southampton and get those going. Shame about DD2. Okay, so that's that going ahead. Who said to do missile New Zealand? I said buy missile. So, I mean, possibly that could be from an air attack. I hope it's not from us. Didn't say. It says just hit by a missile. I mean, I hope it's not those ones. But anyhow, because these are the ones we want to actually hit. And there they go. Okay, well, obviously New Zealand now seems dead in the water. This alleged heavy cruiser and the destroyer, they're all dead in the water. Königsberg incoming missile. So Königsberg is over here behind, having been damaged by a missile and 7 medium hits. It's still struggling with one annoying flooding that won't just go away. Okay, let's have a look at the reports. Right, here we have one at 1:53. That's 3 minutes ago. It is 1 CV, 2 CVLs here. So that seems to me to be good enough to launch a strike against. So let me select something. Okay, I'm going to do Ellie Beinhorn and send hers out to this most recent of instances, coordinate it. That'll take it from 3 to 3:30 and launch. And let me just get rid of some of these that have been a while ago. Okay, so this is not long ago. As you can see, it's right in the middle of us. That's probably New Zealand. There's this, which is somewhere over here, and that, which is somewhere over here, and then that one. Okay, so nice that these are two together. This second one is 4 carriers, 1 fleet, 2 light, which is good. Let's see if we can resolve a little bit more of this. Oh, God's teeth. Now, I manually said fire at this CA division. Now, I'm going to stop it because the CA division is, in fact, stationary, so no real need to fire at them. This one is making a lot of smoke. Some of the destroyers are having a bit of fun. I mean, that's fine. And the Stettin, oh, the Stettin has taken a hit from the lower stuff. This is all over here. I'm just going to, oh, so its speed seems to have come down. 10 hits. Hull, 5-inch. I mean, it's just taking 5-inch hits. I say just. So there is an engine room, but it's not enjoyed, obviously. Rounds fired at ship. Last turn, 20. Okay. These blighters, they're still powering on the stuff. Okay, here comes the missiles. And let's just see if they are going to do the business. Wallop for Southampton. And misses from the ones at Lowestoft. How are you doing? Okay, you two seem to be doing fine. So you just need to come down and join the party. Everyone else, scattered around a bit, is fine. Let's go over here. So the New Zealand is in the way. So this is now, nope, it's still 2 ships over there. See what else we can see. Destroyers are having a lot of fun with New Zealand. I should probably stop it, but, you know, I don't want to be a spoil sport. I mean, fair play to New Zealand. It's in a world of hurt. Right, some of us approaching. Who'd have thought carriers would be this difficult to just gracefully slip beneath the waves? But seemingly not. Right, so CVL, Audacity class. That seems like a perfectly reasonable target for a few missiles. Actually, let's just see if I've actually got any intelligence on this. Heavy damage on fire, 5 knots. Okay, probably not. Unidentified something or other. I'm going to take the fire restrictions off that. Actually, the 10 minutes has come off. And then here we're just on the edge of range. That's New Zealand there. We'll just quietly ignore that. Nothing to see. And yeah, looks like the Audacity is 5 knots. It's almost stationary. Enemy ship hit by a missile. That's good. Let's just check the reports. Okay, so there's a juicy 3 carriers and 2 light carriers. There's a couple more there which we've already targeted. Obviously, Audacity is here. There's this one, which is a couple of carriers as well. And then obviously there's the ships here, and various here that are not long for this world. So pretty good. I'm going to take the scouting a little bit more separate, by which I mean I'm sending these destroyers off this way as scouts, and here and here and here for the light cruisers, so that the more plodding battle cruisers that are like 5 knots slower can know which direction to reasonably go in. I'm also tempted to launch a second strike at this, so let's get rid of that, bring this up and go to select ready, and then choose this little lot and have a go with that, and then let's launch them off as well. I still have another strike ready, just having a little look here, seeing what we can see. Just checking for arcs. They only have 3, so let's take them in that direction, given that they're a bit limited in speed. These seems to have caught up quite a lot. I'm just going to take them down to 30 knots, which is their usual stuff. And then this one is coming along nicely. So yeah, still want to chase these down. They're still all right. So medium damage, 10 knots. And for the lower stuff, 10 knots as well. So yeah, we should be capturing those up. And let's plow on. There we go. And another report. I'm deleting the reports that are inside of our radar range, or visual range indeed, as really. So we are approaching some ships. Keen to see any emerging patterns. So there's still this clump and this clump. So in fact, these are now within sighting range, and they're not resolving themselves into anything, but then they may have gone a little bit south. There's Breslau teaching Southampton a lesson, and 10 Focke-Wulfs going in. Let me just... And they do have some cap. Oh no, that's our cap. Shooting down or damaging 3 goblins. So that's nice. Oh yeah, let me just go to the battle cruisers, and yes, we are requesting land-based cap, which is probably difficult to come by, and here we go. And then for the carriers, we should be able to provide cap to the Graf Spee. Whoops. There we go. Just on the off chance. So there is definitely a radar contact. I think that's probably, certainly, in fact, not probably about it, that's certainly worth. So let me see if, okay, so there's another one here, which we can't actually see. There's another one. Where the hell's that? Not seeing where that is at all. Oh, it's the Audacity. Sorry. Oh, it's the destroyer associated with the Audacity. That's okay. Then there's this destroyer and that destroyer. Of course, the New Zealand. Then there's one up here. Oh, there's two. They're not showing, but there's two. And then I don't know where that is. Or that. Okay, so we've got some new contacts that definitely are worth shooting at. So let's shoot from DD1, a missile, and a second missile. Obviously, we don't really know what they are. We don't need to do, or do we need to do the ship that is next to? Let's oh, need to select it. There we go. And then another one, maybe a second one. We don't need Audacity. We don't need this frame or that frame or New Zealand. But this one here, that definitely seems like it should get DD1's attention. Then I don't know where that one is. Or that. Yep. I said this doesn't need to be a target at the moment, and boom, suddenly there it is. So that definitely deserves something. So let's do a pas de bon and fire both at that. Okay. That should be good enough for everything. Right, let's see what those missiles are going to do. I mean, DD1 and DD2 with 8 missiles are a thing of power and beauty, I'm going to say. Bit of shelling for Southampton and for Audacity. Will these carriers ever sink? A little surface action over here. They're putting up a little, spirited fight, I'm going to call it. Ooh, a couple of missile hits in a mystery land. Lowestoft, 15 knots. Southampton, 10 knots. Maori, 30 knots, apparently. More missiles coming along. Looks like I can slow this down to maybe 25. Stettin is only capable of 17. Let's bring that down to 15 so we don't overstrain the engines. And then over here, let me see what we've got. Just bring the 5-inch guns of these two destroyers into line to help finish these off. Lots of reports that are going to need some clearing up to make sense of what is happening. Who knows what's happening? So let's just focus in on all of these. That's jolly nice. So, oh, I think that's just sunk. New Zealand refusing to sink. This frame is still woodling around. Lowestoft over in the surface action group is taking, I think, what's known as a hell of a beating. Yeah, Audacity on fire. The Usk, 20 knots. Reportedly a CL. Could be anything. Let's bring down some missiles on this CL. Let's just fire 3 at that. See if that does anything. More on Lowestoft. Let's just see how these guys are all doing. They're still refusing to sink. Yep, all just ploughing on. Stettin, they're not quite in range, but will be shortly. And these two, yeah, I mean, that should do the business over there. Over here, no, I don't want you firing at that. So I'm going to tell you to hold fire for 10 minutes. I also want you to just go south a little bit. There are these reports down here that need chasing down. Obviously, they're nothing, and these we know about. Equally, this going up this way, probably want this to go out that way. Oh, well, that's annoyingly surprising. Ooch, 131 flooding. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to have to let the Von der Tan take care of that. Although it's only... Nope, can't detach. Okay, I'm going to bring the speed temporarily right down. Hopefully the Von der Tan... Oh no, that should be fine, actually. Because Von der Tan has already detached, is what it's actually trying to tell me. So let's take the speed right down. Let damage control work its magic. Let's come out of line. Presumably this is from this? Or maybe it was a missile and misreported? Hard to know. Oh yeah, that's a bit annoying. Let's just check how it's doing now. 82. Okay, get in there, boys. Sort it out. And here we have some planes approaching. Okay, something. So apparently it's a CL, and that could be in. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. I mean, this has got to be something. Right. This could be the jackpot. So I'm going to sail my battlecruisers in between these two and see what's what. I'm also going to see about loosing off some missiles against this lot. I think I'm going to prioritize these three, and then I'm going to prioritize this one because I think I fired at this CL. I haven't got many left. Von der Tan does, though, although it might be facing in the wrong direction. So let's just fire them all. One ships with mounts not bearing will fire. Okay. And then this one next to it. So we will get this to fire all. Okay. And then this third one. And let's see. Ship's about to launch. Okay. And then this one. Let's see if anybody is happy about that. No, they're not thrilled about that. Okay, let's push it on. I'm just turning Von der Tan, which seems for some reason like it needs to shoot at New Zealand to be able to fire its missiles a bit better. Ooh, look. Ooh, oh, isn't that lovely? Isn't that a radar sight to melt the heart? Okay. So loosed off a few missiles at some of these targets. Let's see if they can do anything fun. And in the meantime, let's launch a strike. So Flug 1, I think, is pretty much done. I mean, we've got a few. Actually, we do have some. So auto select. And I might just ready and launch. So the target is... I'll have to come out and check one of these. Actually, I can just do it from the crosshairs, can't I? And the target is over here. And yeah. Auto select and launch. And then over on Fluke 2, I want to bring up the August von Passeval. They've used almost all of their missiles, so, you know, that's a good day at the office. And we will launch them at this lot. And launch strike. Okay. Still have a little bit in reserve. As you know, I like to keep a little bit in reserve. Let me just see. That's not seeing anybody down there. So on the grounds that the bird in the hand is better than a bush or whatever, let's see what's going on here. Okay, well, that's hit something somewhere. Let's say no. Okay, so a heavy cruiser, of course, a light cruiser, and 3 others hit by missiles. So that's nice. Nice to see the Von der Tann is straddling the New Zealand. If only we can put the New Zealand down, that would be great. And another missile hits. I'm going to bring... Ooh. Yep. You need to keep on going that way. You need to go back up to max speed. Come in between this lot. How's the old Vonda doing? 24% damage. Flooding is under control. Wow. I mean, nice one, guys. I'm impressed. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, mine torpedo. Okay. So it says our max speed is 25. I mean, I don't want to push it, but equally, so let's take it up to cruising. Actually, might just take it up to 20. And let's send it down to whatever this little concentration is. I'm going to check back in the world of the surface strikers. You can see we are in danger of losing contact with them as they sneak off this way. Stettin still struggling with its speed, and everyone else, I guess, doesn't really matter. So I was just checking back through my ships, and this lad has sorted out its flooding, which is great. And oh, it's fire, actually. It was the fire. Superstructure's almost gone. Smoldering wreck. But if we go here, it does have a couple of SAMs. So yeah, on the other hand, 52% damage. Yeah, let's not needlessly risk it. Okay, so I mean, we've got 9 damaged ships, a couple of light cruisers, the rest are destroyers. We might lose a couple of them to flooding, and fine. I mean, considering where we are at with the rest of the battle, I am super happy with that. Oof, they're charging down, aren't they? So their range is 100 nautical miles, so fair enough. Pushing those up to 27, just so that the battle cruisers don't leave them behind. Yeah, this surface action group down here, will it ever just die? Yeah, this is very promising. Bring these guys and bring them round. So, yep. Very happy with this. Obviously, oh, and a couple more missiles. Obviously, we don't know. I send a couple more. No idea what's been hit by a missile. other than to say, yeah, and a couple more. I mean, they all seem to be fleeing very nicely. The edge of my range. Let me just see if I can missile any more of the buggers. Let's just see if we can identify them. So Southampton and Lowesoft, they're over with the surface action group. That's here, and that's there. So one's a light cruiser-ish, one's identified. Maori here, also off with the surface action group. Then, okay, so a second light cruiser in this group. And then one and one. So that's all of that. And then up here, we have an unidentified, a heavy cruiser, a light cruiser, a heavy cruiser. And of course, the New Zealand, which is never going to sink ever. So, okay. So no carriers reported. Could be anything. Could be anything. I only have a few missiles left. So it feels like I'm closer to this group, so I want to try and get this lot. So let's try and put some missiles into here. So I try to fire a few missiles. Some may or may not work. Yeah, Von der Tam seems to be a bit cherry about the whole thing because it might get other friendly ships in the way, all of that. So this is all going to get very scrappy quite soon. Nice to see we're still shooting at heavy ship unidentified. I mean, New Zealand has had an entire battlecruiser squadron go past and having received already crippling damage from missiles and still refuses to sink. So here goes. First of a missile. Bit more. Obviously, the problem is probably going to be ammunition soon. So we're just out of range, but they're still hammering away as fast as the little battlecruiser's legs can go. Ooh, incoming. We'll get you. So they do have a few missiles themselves. Oh my giddy heart. A Avenger class CVL and a reported CV. Woof. Okay, and then any news up here? And our merchant cruiser. Well, that's the obvious. Obviously, of course it is. But this definitely seems like a thing as well. And so, yeah, that definitely, I think, is our primary target. But, you know, these are confirmed. So let's bring these guys round. And, yeah, what have these got? So these have got torpedoes. Torpedoes are good. We like torpedoes. Torpedoes are the blue line. So coming in. And ditto for this destroyer. This having a duel over here. There's something there, a Viking, 5 knots on fire, light damage, in as much as you can take these things into account. So yes, here we are. Right, for this little lot, I'm tempted to set the launch location a bit in advance and just auto-launch them, get them up, get them. No, I'm not even going to coordinate the strikes. No. Get them going. That's Flug 1, Flug 2. Flug 2 are ready. They don't have any escorts. I could coordinate them. Just A few more minutes. A few more minutes is fine. Let's see if we can overwhelm the defenses. Flug 3. Oh, yeah. So there's a couple ready here. So I'm also going to launch them. Okay. And then auto select and get that little lot going as well, but not launched just yet. And yeah. Wow. 2 carriers. Outstanding. Yeah. All of these ammunition things are going to be a bit of a pain. I'm going to say no to this because this is close enough. Close enough. Ooh, ooh, hit by a missile. Ouchie. Well, breaking eggs, etc. Oopsie. 13 flooding, 3 fire. So time to do your thing. And we go, and I'll just turn them into the wind. You know, what the hell? Here's some fighters coming along to this little lot. And then over here, are these still moving? Yes, they are still moving. These, I think, can just come and head these off a bit. Is that the most they can do? That's the most they can do. Well, we can't ask you to do more than the most you can do. Let's get them there. Undertan, how are you doing? So you're back up to 20 knots, which is good. And you do have some missiles. I think you're about the only one who still actually has some missiles. So these 2 carriers are now both Avenger class CVLs, and just looking, so they have 29 planes each. So, you know, actually for AI generated CVLs, that's better than usual. Pretty good. So very happy to destroy them if I can. So let's see if we can do the business. So 4 missiles on Von der Tann, 2 on Paderborn, 3 on Z130, and 2 far, far away on U264. Okay, so let's just see if we can fire 1. No, too many ships in the way. Okay, let's see if we can fire from Paderborn. That doesn't seem like it should be too hard. But no. Oh, really? Well, there's a surprise. Bit weird. Oh, no. So we could fire at the rear one. Okay, let's do that. Ooh, they're still firing the odd missile. I have to say the electronic countermeasures have absolutely earned their pay. So, some missile hits. Ooh, ooh, and lots more. Lots more. Ah, bums. Farewell, 134. So I'm going to say yes, because they're ours. That would seem particularly brutal. I mean, obviously, in the Royal Navy, you just, you know, wave your hat or something as another ship went passing by, saying things like "Give them hell," but not today. Ooh, so that's you. Oh no, it's not you. It's one of yous. Ouch. Oof. 3 missile hits. Yes, that will let's not pretend that's not going to go well, is it? Very frustratingly, sorry, not Paderborn, Von der Tan's 4 missiles, none of them can fly because everything else is in the way, which, yes, is very annoying. Farewell, 133. Swallowed a missile that saved other people just in time. Come on, my lovelies. Yeah, why not? DD1 is launching torpedoes. Well done, DD1. Some more strikes getting ready. Almost in range of those lovely big guns. I mean, it's what you all want to see, isn't it? A couple more missile hits. So none of these have resolved themselves yet. 20% ammo for the to the Breslau. So Lowestoft has sunk finally. So that's a bonus. Ooh, DD1 hit by a missile. Yep, 74 flooding and on fire. So let's do the old damage control mambo and see if we can save it. These little buggers are a concern as we head towards them. This one's still chugging along. This one seems to have settled in the water. Oof. Nice spread of torpedoes, but it's going to miss. Bombs. I thought the Lowestoft had sunk. And yet here we are. And let's bring this down. Are these... Yeah, okay, so this is dead in the water, but could just do with sinking. You know, don't feel like you have to stay afloat just for me. So I need to turn around for its other side in order to be able to deal with that. Probably just turn around with these destroyers, because this indestructible Maori, I mean, you know, it goes and goes and goes and goes. No fear whatsoever. Let's see if we can torpedo it now. Hi, fire. Okay. Meanwhile, along here. Yep, the lower stuff, indestructible. I mean, it is reasonably noticeable that pretty much every ship that takes a single hit is slightly concerning about those torpedoes, but I think we're fine. Yeah, no problem. So, yeah, ammunition's getting used up. Still nothing on these. There should be a strike arriving on them soon-ish. Probably just going to bring those down a little bit. Mainly I just would like... So Goldfinch hit by a missile. I'm going to struggle with all of this lot. Okay. There goes some planes. Big concern that other Lithenthal planes are having to do glide bombing rather than actual proper missiles. Yep, we're all getting a bit scattered and what have you. Yep, so strikes coming in. Right, I think it's time for the battlecruisers to let loose. It's all right, boys, you can shoot now. Yes, the whole shooty thing. That's much better. Just turn my attention to the surface action group just to make sure we don't run too far past them. So Southampton there. I just carry on pounding it with Stettin. 50% ammo for the Graf Spey, unsurprisingly. Meanwhile, look at all those reports. Let me just clear them. Actually, I've cleared all the reports because they're telling me nothing at the moment. Let's move the cruisers to intercept. There we go. How's the shooting going? Oh, nearly 7%. Yeah, that's lovely. What about the poor old, Van der Tan? Van der Tan, I mean, 25 is our max. Much as I hate to put it up to max. Let me just check. Oh. Let's go to here. Yeah, Van der Tan still has missiles, but it won't let me fire at them. Nope. Ship's in the way. So what I'm going to... perhaps it'll let me fire at this lot. There's an Avenger. Can I fire? Nope. Even though there's nothing in the way there, quite clearly. Okay. It's just one of those days. Let me just... Nope. Nope. This is where I sort of... Actually, whilst I'm temperamentally against automatic missile, this would seem to be fire at wheel time now, because I can't be bothered continuing to play these efforts to find out a ship that can actually... Stauffenberg hits an Avenger. Hooray. Just bring the battlecruisers round a little bit. Holberg has 20% of ammo. The light cruisers here should... Oh, okay. Avenger hit by a missile. I mean, and another. I mean, we should be making short order. Ooh, oof. Well, I'm liking that. I'm hoping that's up here. So I'm a bit concerned Okay, there's another lot here. So there's this bit and that bit. So it feels like another strike is due. It also feels like some auto ready. Yeah, we've still got missiles in Flug 1. So let's go for ready strike for that lot. And on Flug 2, we haven't got anything ready. We've run out of missiles with them. So I'm just going to wait a little bit for Flug 3. We've still got missiles. We have a couple ready. So let's take these two that are ready, make them coordinate and make them do a location that's about up there because that's where they seem to be going, and do a strike on that one, and then auto select some others. So heavy jet fighter and heavy jet fighter. So okay, maybe not for them. And another missile. Okay. So these still claim to be heavy cruisers. They all seem to be largely unaffected. Well, there are missile hits. I mean, say what you like about missiles, they certainly do, do the bit. Well, that's one Avenger down, so that's hooray. No doubt we're still pummeling. Yes, of course we're pummeling it, even though it's absolutely lathered. And then we're shooting. Ooh! Well, that's much more interesting. So I'm going to go to line ahead. Sorry, not line ahead, line abreast. And I'm going to send them directly north. Squad maxing, that's squad maxing even now. Is this dead in the water? Yeah, that's dead in the water. So yes, so that's jolly interesting. Medium damage, that's been hit by a missile or two. How much more daylight? 4 hours. 4 hours, that's an incredibly long day. And we haven't even reached half of our time in this battle. So Breslau is out of ammo. So let's just make the old Von der Ten. Let's go and see what's happening over here. So yeah, 11% on Kolberg. So we do have torpedoes. Now, is this Lowestoft actually, okay, so it is actually in sort of sinkable distance, which is nice. And there goes some torpedoes. Which is just the sort of thing we want to see. And then, well, that would probably be Southampton. So look at Stettin has 35% of its ammo, no torpedoes, 2 SAMs? 2 SAMs, yes. So we'll send this over here as well. It'll take a while. Never mind. Meanwhile, back in the main action, all going well. Yeah, I know Von der Tan took a lump, but it's sorted itself out. No, 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 no. Not the Avenger. The Formidable. Is Formidable out of... Oh, God, Formidable's out of range. Hold for 10 minutes. Come on. Rough space hit by... Oh, fuck off. Oops. I mean, show me the torpedo angle on that, please. Out of arc? God. Well, all right, maybe. Well, that was annoying. Suppose we have to let it open fire. wow. How many torpedoes do these things have? 8. Okay. Let's go for the ram, but no. Yes, of course it can hit us, but we can't hit it. All right. Meanwhile, focus on the formidable. Hit by a missile. Ooh. Actually, intelligence. Formidable hit by a missile. Wow. How many times does that ever happen? And we're chasing this goshawk. We're shooting at that old goldfin. Oh, it's sinking. So, yes. I mean, hopefully we won't lose the Graf Spee. But, you know, got to risk it. All right, so that's the formidable done. So let us go back to, actually we'll stay in line of thingy. It's such a shame you can't hold fire on the main armament. And hope. So there is still this little lot here to worry about. So forward is destroyed, and the superimposed has no ammo. That's a shame. Does have some poor torpedoes though. So I'm going to see if I can fire the torpedoes. Nope. Low chance on the formidable, but I don't think the formidable is long for this world. So I'm going to take this up. I'm going to take its speed down. Actually, I'm going to return it. It's out of ammo and stuff, and you know, honestly, look how confusing this is. Let's kill the reports again. So I'm going to launch all this lot at here. No, not going to coordinate. Down to not that many missiles. And then, yeah, carry on. So, it's all good. Have to press on. How's the Graf Spee doing, or dent, I ask? Oh, wow. Flooding at 0. You're heroes. My goodness. That is a surprise. Wow. That's what you get for good damage control. Wow. Turret B jammed. Come on, turret B. Yeah. Don't know how much ammo you got. Probably 60 something left. But yeah, wow. Wow. Great stuff. So what's your max speed? 24. Well, let's cruise it. Let's not push it too much. And spin it round again. DD hit by missile. Really? And a couple more. Guess I need to undo the whole shooty thing, but I don't want you shooting at the formidable, because it's a lost cause. So the lower stuff, that seems like a good one. I bet you it ignores me. Enemy approaching us. Another missile hits. A couple of light jet fighters shoot down a couple of my planes, but then my planes return the compliment. You see? You see? I said lower stuff. It says lower stuff. Is it shooting at lower stuff? No. I'm going to have to force manual targeting, which I really hate to do. Nope. But the lower stuff is stopped as well now. I mean, if we can reach this lot with the battlecruisers, there's not going to be a lot left. But that's probably okay. Let's see if we've got some more strikes to launch. Okay, we've asked it to ready some more, but we have some ready. So let's target them and put it about here and launch. And no, with the coordination, I'm not seeing a lot of cap from them. So that's fine. Well, there's another lower stuff over there. I mean, that's fine. Do we actually have any missiles left at all? So functionally, all of our ships are out of missiles at the moment, which is fine. Still chasing this lot. So these are my battlecruisers. They are 31,000 yards away. So not stupid far by any means. Still, these British carriers, they'd never sink. What the heck? What the actual heck? That looks a bit wrecked. Let's take it down to 5. Meanwhile, over here, this seems to have gone out of the way. Oops. You see, this is what happens if you don't watch out. They go sailing miles away. So, I mean, you know, on the plus side, we have certainly destroyed 2 fleet carriers and 2 light fleet carriers, or light carriers. Where the hell is Z-28? Wow, wonder where that missile came from. It's not going to be long for this world, are you, sweetheart? No, no. Sorry about that. You had a missile? Wow. I mean, could have been coming from a Miss Maori class. I have been shooting at it for hours. I've hit it with missiles. I've hit it, God knows how many shells it's taken, and it's still causing problems. Whilst the lower stuff, all right, 5 knots, is not enjoying life, but still, honestly. I'm still having to, you know, focus on trying to get rid of this lot. Graf's Bay banging away at Formidable. See, lower stuff, hit by missile. Now, which lower stuff? Could be this one, actually. That would be good. Let's take the old Paderborn north. See, I didn't say that. You didn't. And so they go through. Farewell, Z28. Thanks for your efforts. So, mines sink. Do these sink? I mean, I don't want to sound ungrateful. We are creaming them. But you never can tell. You know, this Derwent could be bristling with torpedoes. Oh, Reichsgraf has seen something up there. Well, it's finally engaged up there, actually, which is good. I'm just going to turn into this Derwent just in case it's... Okay, it's past its firing arc now. Nope. Right. Said 1110 missiles coming. You know, it's still got some poke. There's Z1110. At least they're doing the thing of distracting the missiles away from the battlecruisers. Okay, let's see if we can strike again. So could put some Focke-Wulfs into the air. 8 and 7. I might just wait until they've gathered up a bit of strength. And here, bit of also selecting around that. So more jet attacks, no escorts, and that would be bombing. So I'm going to say no to Flug 2. I might do it at night. And then here we've got these, and that all should be fine. So let's set their target to be about here and get them to ready and to launch all at once. And again, say to no to coordinating. I want them hit as soon as is possible at this time. So these all claim to be cruisers. I mean, are there that many cruisers in the whole world? I don't know. Roche, Stauffenberg, and Reichsgraf are carrying on. Let's turn them north a bit. And these guys are carrying on as well. Ammunition running low. I'm going to put them onto stop firing, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, Graf Spee will come along, and as is the Von der Tann, catching up with the Graf Spee. What's Graf Spee's maximum? 24. Let's put it to 20. And you've got some torpedoes, so let's take you out and bring you around for some torpedo fun. I mean, we're just running out of ammunition all over the place. Let's have a look at these boys. Yeah, 37, 39% remaining. Can I get it to shoot at these boys? No, not them. Them. That seems like a good lot. Let's do that. So it's the trouble with manual targeting is you forget and then it keeps on shooting away. Friendly aircraft approaching. Stettin, more than 50% flotation damage from a near miss. Ouch. That's over here, isn't it? Damn it. Oh. Here we are. There's Stettin. There you go. So this Maori class. 5 hits. I mean, I'm not a sweary man, as you know. But really? 31 medium hits. Yeah, that will do it from Mr. Mastermind. No, you've got nothing left. And you're sinking. Okay, fine. Is this indestructible ship? Yes, of course. It'll never sink. You know, I shouldn't have to be involving myself in this much brain power for ships that have been involved for hours getting absolutely pasted. Right. Meanwhile, back in the main action. I hope this means that the rear guns are shooting backwards and the forward guns are shooting forwards just because it's a bit fun. Von der Tan has less than 50%. Where's the Von? There's the Graf Spey. And there's the Von der Tan. Ooh, more missiles somewhere. Hopefully in this lot. Hopefully from them. And a couple more. And yet, as you can see, from the missile hits, half of them have almost stopped. None of them have stopped. I mean, now we are 20,000 yards, you know, classic dreadnought distance from this lot. In fact, I'm going to put these into line ahead and I'm going to just push it round so that we catch up with this lot. So there's like, after all of those, a light cruiser seems to have stopped. I'm going to take them out of the way. Now, dispiritingly, I mean, thank you for more missile hits, but they still all seem to be predominantly not carriers. So yeah, 4 carriers down, the rest of them, oh, well, having said that, that looks like a CV, medium damage on fire, number 5. And there's another. Okay. Hold that moan. Hold that moan. Right there. Yeah, okay. This is what all those hours of gunnery practice and what have you have led us to. I mean, they're still fast. So let's hope that that's them. Yep, 13. Ah, a New Zealand classed carrier. Brilliant. And possibly a second carrier in amongst them. Lots of hits on things and stuff. Not sure what... I was going to say, not sure what happened to the airstrike, but there's at least one missile. Oof. One of those actually sinks. Hallelujah. Isn't this magnificent? Here comes Paderborn and friends. You go to the right. Battlecruisers, you go to the left. Sounds like some sort of song. Okay, feels like time to see if we've got another one of these strikes. Yeah, select ready. Let's do it by aiming, and we'll aim to the north, and we will launch. No, 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 no. So, Barthausen has 52. Hohenfeld has 42. Ellie has only 12 missiles left. Luke 2. Only 2 missiles left. And their strikes are looking... I mean, I think they could do with a bit of rest. Luke 3. 34 missiles left. I think we should auto-strike that and get them to get ready with all of those lovely missiles left, because I believe there's another carrier. There was fleetingly another carrier, unless it's like weirdly disappeared. Okay, that's good. Who are we shooting at? So we're shooting at some of these cruisers. You promised me a carrier. I'm seeing only one. Oops, and there went the New Zealand class carrier. This Tusk is taking hits. The Gloucester and this other Gloucester, the Derwent hit by a missile. Hopefully that one. Yep, they've Paderborn 20 more missiles. It's one of these wretched Maori classes, but this seems to have put paid to most of this force. I'm going to turn the battlecruisers down to 25 knots just to help with the efficiency. Meanwhile, down here, what have we got? I'm not seeing anything. Hold on a moment. All right, so we've got this little lot. This Gloucester keeps on going. This Gloucester keeps on going. Oh no, hang on. That was that lot. I wanted around here. Well, around here. So let's bring this down a bit and pull these in. And pull that in as well. And that needs to go home. You're going home. Thank you for your service, as they say. And yeah, we're not seeing any targets there. So we'll send them to the north. Nothing on radar. And then down here. Oh, just shipwrecked. Who's that? Oh, that's DD1 returning to home. And then, yeah. I couldn't find them. Oh no. Where's the surface action boys gone? Well, the surface action group was there, so they've all gone. Huzzah! And yeah, this is them. So they actually, this is the Flug 3. So they probably want to turn more northerly. And I think we can just calm down a bit. And then over here we have the fleet carriers. And yeah, they can calm down a bit as well, because there isn't much of the enemy left, is what I'm going to say. Even as we start to run out of ammunition, which tells me I probably should do a little bit of this